Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do this affordable, all from the drugstore products makeup look, and I'm so excited. So first things first, we're gonna use the Milani Prime Light Primer, and I'm gonna apply it with my hands. I'm gonna rub it in, and then we're just gonna pat in the product into our skin. Moving on with foundation, I'm gonna mix the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation in Golden Beige and the Milani Conceal Imperfect foundation in the shade 03. I'm just gonna work that in with my Morphe M439 brush. Once it's all blended, we're gonna move on with concealer. And for concealer, we're gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 20 and the NYX HD Concealer in the shade CW04. And I'm just gonna blend it with the Morphe E8 brush. Next, I have to set my concealer, otherwise I'm gonna be a creasy mess. So I'm gonna use the Airspoon Loose Face Powder in Naturally Neutral. I'm gonna move on and use a little bit of the NYX concealer. So I'm gonna apply it on my chin, my forehead, and the bridge of my nose. And I'm just gonna blend it with a previously used brush from Morphe, and I'm gonna set it with the same powder. And just to set the rest of my face, I'm gonna move on with the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Powder in the shade 30. And I'm gonna be using it with the Morphe R2 brush, and I'm just applying it in all of the areas that we haven't set. And then I'm gonna contour my face, but first I'm gonna use the e.l.f. contour palette, and I'm gonna use the bronzy shade with the same brush that we were using earlier, and I'm just gonna apply it on my cheekbones, on my jawline, and a little bit on my forehead. And then moving on with the Morphe M437 and the darkest shade in the palette, I'm just gonna contour my face. Moving on, I'm gonna use the same color that we were using, but I'm gonna use a Morphe E13 brush. And now for the eyes, we're gonna be using the e.l.f. Matte for Matte palette, and I'm gonna use these two colors, this brownie kind of neutral colors, and I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild blending brush. Then I'm gonna use these two lighter shades, and I'm gonna blend all of the hard edges that we may have. Then the other two colors again, but I'm gonna concentrate them a little bit more with the Morphe M433 brush, just to make it a little bit more chiseled. And then using the Morphe E13 in a darker shade, we're just gonna try to define our crease a little bit more. And then with a Morphe M431, I'm gonna apply a little bit more of that darker shade on our outer V. And I'm just applying a little bit of those lighter shades on the contour palette on the inner corner, and then just blending it with our previously used brush from Morphe, so we don't have any hard edges. And then for the lower lash line, we're gonna use those two colors that we were using previously with the pencil brush, and we're just gonna intensify it a little bit. And then using those two darker shades, I'm gonna apply it on my lower lash line and kind of smoke it out a little bit. And I'm just gonna remove the excess of powder that we have with a Morphe M438 brush, just to make sure we don't look like crazy people, just saying. And then we're gonna move on with blush, and in this case I'm using the Milani Baked Blush in the shade 08 with the Morphe M438 brush. But of course we cannot leave the glow out of this equation, and we're gonna be using the Wet n Wild Megaglo highlighter in Precious Petals with the Morphe M510 brush, and I'm just gonna apply it on my cheekbones, my cupid's bow, the bridge of my nose, basically everywhere you want to have that super beautiful glow. But since that is not enough, we're gonna move on with the Milani Strobelight highlighter in the shade 02 with the same brush, and I'm just gonna apply it in the same areas. But I'm also gonna use a little bit of that highlight, and I'm gonna apply it on my brow bone with a smaller brush, just to have some sort of sheen under our brows. Moving on with brows, we're gonna use the Revlon Colorstay Brow Pencil in the shade Dark Brown. And I'm just gonna fill in my brows as I normally do. And then just to set everything, I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumpler in the shade Medium to Dark. I love this product so much, it's great. And it's from the drugstore, which is so crazy. For lips, I'm gonna use the NYX Lingerie Liquid Lipstick in the shade 12. And I'm just gonna fill in my lips, make them look a little bit bigger than they are. And then I'm just gonna set my whole face with the Wet n Wild Photofocus setting spray. And you may be wondering, where's the mascara? Don't worry, it's coming next, because I like to set my face before mascara just to prevent any smudging or any accidents that may happen. And for mascara, I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara in Carbon Black. This is a great mascara from the drugstore. If you haven't tried it, go out now and get it. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love this makeup look and it's all so affordable. So stay tuned for upcoming videos and don't forget to subscribe and like this video, share it with your friends, and sign up for new notifications.